Hey, Gemini, intuitive soul coach here with your April 2023 love reading. Welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and welcome if you are new. Today we'll dive into the collective energy of Gemini and take a look at all things related to love. Whether you are currently single, partnered up, perhaps you're going through a challenging situation with someone close to your heart, we'll dive into all the energies. So please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you are interested in a personal reading or entering into the free monthly reading giveaway, you can find both of those links in the description box below. All right, so Gemini, who is listening to Michael Jackson? Or if you've just heard a Michael Jackson or MJ song on the radio, please take it as it resonates, but it was coming in strong for a quick moment as I was delivering that intro, and I kept hearing it loud and clear. It's gone now, so some of you may have just been flicking through the stations on the radio and you heard that song, and maybe you passed it by, or maybe it was the tail end of a song. So if that shows up for you in the near future, just take it as it resonates. It can be symbolic for definitely moving forward and taking action, because in the recent past here, you have the wheel. You also have the garlic, which is strong potential. And in the future, you have the position of power with the moose. So this looks really good for you in the near future. There was a situation, regardless of relationship status, where you were moving onward, moving forward from or into a new energy here. So if you were in a relationship, I feel like there were some breakthroughs, or there were some moments of truth showing up, important conversations that need to be had. For those of you that were single, I feel like you were focusing on self-development, perhaps your career, your personal life, and that wheel spins, right? So I do feel for you that there's movement. There may have even been travel. It wouldn't surprise me to see that chariot energy showing up. Some of you may have recently got back from a trip or a vacation, but things definitely started to speed up here for you, even if only on an energetic level. Now, in the present month of April, you have this garlic card, which talks about strong potential. I really like this garlic card because it can be very potent. It can be an energy that comes in and it almost sweeps you off your feet, or it may feel very, very strong. You may have intuitive nudges or intuitive hits that almost you can't not go with those hunches that you feel. And that's what I'm getting here from this garlic. So this could be a new love entering. If you are looking for love, Gemini, if you are wanting to mend a situation, this is the perfect time to come together, to heal, to reconnect, to reevaluate what works and what doesn't. And for those of you that maybe you've been through a hard time, I feel like you have the potential to truly heal a situation from the past and move onward. Okay, you've already started to move on, but sometimes even though we move on, we still carry hurts, we still carry resentments. You're definitely in a position of power here in the near future. This is a really powerful vibe. They're giving me Emperor energy as well. Emperor, Empress. There could be a counterpart coming in, I'm getting, because they're showing me counterpart with that Empress and Emperor, even though I'm more so feeling that Aries energy of leadership, stamina, determination. Someone may be coming towards you. You may be coming towards someone. You may be making a powerful move, I'm hearing as well, Gemini. And I'm seeing here that someone is setting the groundwork or has already set the groundwork for a very stable, solid foundation. So let's dive into your reading, Gemini, and take a look at the heart of the matter. What is the heart of the matter for Gemini in love for April 2023? All right, what do we have here for Gemini? How would you like this, Spirit? Thank you. You have the Sun right off the bat. There it is, the Sun, the card of abundance. You're already in the moment. So there is no waiting here with the Sun. This is something really beautiful. After a time of waiting, that could be it here. After a time of waiting, after a time of feeling that things were maybe a little bit stuck, maybe you've been in a relationship for a little while waiting for it to go to that next level. This could be the month that happens. Some of you may even be again traveling, or you may be heading towards a sunny disposition is what I heard, a sunny disposition. and there's more peace, there's more calm, there's more victory showing up here for you. When the sun comes in, this is about enjoying life with someone, if you are partnered up or looking for love, or just enjoying where you are at in your own energy, in your own space. Now, of course, if you are wanting to attract love, Gemini, there's strong potential. You have the power to do so. But if you are happy doing your own thing, or if you are, healing from a situation and you feel good about your healing and good about your progress, this is the month for you to throw up your arms in victory. Say, yes, I made it through this. Or yes, I'm finally in a place where I'm opening up my heart. I'm being vulnerable. I'm letting my guard down. And it's actually going to invite love into your heart, but also it's going to allow you to love even deeper. There's reciprocity here happening. So when the sun card shows up as your smack dab in the middle energy, enjoy the moment. Don't wait for the ball to drop or the other shoe to drop. Just enjoy being in the bliss, okay? Because you have this strong potential. You are in a position here of power to stay grounded, but yet bring happiness and joy and stability to your world. Now, the challenge for you, Gemini, is this death energy. Don't resist the beautiful changes that are ahead, because sometimes what happens is the frequency shifts, the vibration shifts, because we've done the healing, right? We've done the healing. And when it shifts to something more positive, more abundant, we still, in our heads, can be stuck with an old way of thinking or an old way of doing, right? It sounds a little bit counterintuitive here, but it is about your physical, your body, mind, and soul all aligning, basically. It is about you saying, yes, I do deserve this. I have done the healing, and your thoughts and your beliefs catching up with this good moment and reprogramming, telling yourself that you do deserve this happiness. You do deserve this love. And the challenge is sometimes releasing the past or releasing the old to make way for new. So this crossing your energy in the month of April is saying, don't resist these beautiful new changes that are coming in, because sometimes we hang on to the old, and you're in a new frequency. There is no reason to hang on. You've done the work here, Gemini. So if there is something that's calling you forward, don't let it hold you back. Don't let it get you stuck, right? Because you just got yourself unstuck, right? You have the wheel here. You finally are able to move forward. And then boom, it's like you're able to move forward, you're feeling good, and then you hit a pothole. Don't let that pothole take you down. I'm getting here that there could be potentially some distractions. I believe, is Mercury in retrograde? I feel like Mercury will be retrograde around that time, possibly. Sometimes we can get distracted. Sometimes we need to really reevaluate and take a look at how far we've come, but don't stay distracted for too long. Of course, reevaluation is powerful, and we need to look back at times to see what's working and see what's not, but don't hang on to something that is ready to be released or you've already learned a lesson. So what is below you, Gemini? The Page of Emotions, Page of Cups. This is you. Sometimes you do want to lead with the heart, even though you're an air sign. Gemini, you have this beauty about you. This Page of Cups is all about a beginning of a new relationship. You love the beginning of a new relationship. Who doesn't, right? But the challenge with that energy is taking it to the next level, taking it through the honeymoon stage and getting to that stage where it can get a little bit dicey. It can get a little bit uncomfortable. It can be where we truly and entirely need to be vulnerable with the person that we are with. So of course, that honeymoon period and the stage is always fun, right? It certainly is. We're in love and everything seems to be going smooth, and then boom, reality hits in. We take off the rose-colored glasses and we start to see these flaws and imperfections. But this is about true and total surrender, where you are able to see another person for who they are and vice versa. So there can be that vulnerability. And some of you may fear letting that guard down, because if this person sees you for who you truly are they going to leave you? Are they going to abandon you? Are they going to love you? We all have flaws, Gemini. We all have those imperfections, but that's what makes us perfectly perfect, right? That's what makes us us in our beautiful, in our souls, in our energy. And when a person can truly accept those things and call you out on your bluff as well, that is important. And sometimes when people call you out on your bluff, you want to hightail it the other way because that isn't always something you want to hear. But when this Page of Cups shows up, this is about playfulness, you being playful, bringing a lighthearted energy to the mix. This is about you starting again. And even if you've been with a person for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, you have this childlike innocence within, this childlike enthusiasm. Now, I'm not saying, Gemini, you're completely innocent, right? But I feel like you bring a splash of fun to the mix, and that's why people are attracted to you, because you're funny and you have this childlike innocence about you where you want to keep that spark alive, and you can continue to keep that spark going. And it doesn't mean that you have to be in that honeymoon stage and then once that's over, then you look for the next one, right? It's about finding solutions and ways to bring that spark to the situation always, right? Whether it's finding regular date nights, whether it's learning more about each other, it is about interacting, communication, vulnerability, all of those things. Now, in the recent past here, you do have the 9 of Inspiration. This is the 9 of Wands, the card of the wounded warrior. You've been through a lot here. You've been scarred. You've been pushed. You've had to find motivation in difficulties, but you've always been persistent, Gemini. And I feel like you've been persistent to overcome and get through things. But sometimes, because we can be so persistent, we don't always see how to heal a situation, or we don't always dive into the root cause or the root problem, or why we may tend to fight or flight, or why situations lose their spark and we tend to get bored, right? Or we tend to want to go for this new beginning. And I feel like you've been through turbulent waters, but this 9 of Wands is you being that spirited warrior that you are, and you being able to go through the thick of things, but also keeping that enthusiasm along the way, staying hopeful instead of doubtful, right? Staying optimistic instead of pessimistic. You have that within you here. So use that beautiful gift and that energy moving forward when it comes to matters of the heart. Let's take a look and see what you're manifesting. What's coming in here for Gemini, please? All right, Gemini. Some of you may have certainly started a relationship here in the past. It could be something that you thought there was strong potential. Perhaps there still is, but there needs to be a total transformation because someone is still hanging on to something of the past. It's only going to resonate with a few of you. 8 of Wands. Here's some quick moving energy. This 8 of Wands comes in quick. When they know what they want, they go for it. So this is about you making a decision, Gemini, and not going back on that decision. If you decide to put the past in the past, then put it in the past. Lock the door and throw the key in the river, right? Don't bring up a situation that is not relevant in a conversation. Or if you do get into an argument with someone, or if there is, a brand new fresh energy to the mix, don't bring up things from the past because that could be the challenge for you. This is about moving forward, and she is moving forward. She is hightailing it out of the past and into the present and future, and she's enjoying it as well. You're going to vibrate with this joy, this sunshine energy in the month of April, as long as you can stay moving forward. There's that saying. What is that saying? There's far, far better things ahead than any you leave behind. And I'm feeling that energy strong with you because you're moving forward. You're determined to do so. You have your heart on your sleeve in a sense where you're not going to become bitter. You're going to become better from the experiences of the past and move forward. And you're feeling the power. You're feeling inspired to make and create change. So let's see what's showing up in the near future. Whew, that one came in hot. We have a 10 of Voices. So some sort of ending. I feel like this is a graceful ending. Letting go of the old. You can no longer, like I said, shut that door, lock it, throw the key in the river. If better yet, burn that key, melt it so you can never unlock that door again, right? So whether it's a relationship, which certainly could be for some of you, for others of you, it is a pattern, it's a habit, it's a story, a mental story, because the swords can be about stories that we play within our own minds. And you are an air sign. So I feel that you are shutting the door on a situation that may have been mentally replaying or exhausting within your energy, and you're saying no more. And that is going to allow you to fully feel in your power. It's going to help you feel determined and stay on your path, okay? Because I'm just sensing that there's some sort of replay. It's like when you would hit that replay button on the cassette, right? Or replay. I think that was on the cassette. Replay. And you keep hitting that, and it keeps spinning that same cycle or that same song over and over on a disc, right? On a CD. You hit replay, and it's playing that same song over and over. Some of you may have actually listened to the same song over and over. You can do that when you go through heartbreak or go through, maybe you just love a song and you like that repetitiveness and you really are enjoying the energy that that song brings, because they're showing me a replay button. So some of you have set a song, maybe it's that Michael Jackson song, but I feel like some of you are setting that song on replay, and it's helping you move forward, helping you move forward. All right, let's take a look and see how you are feeling as well. How are you feeling? This is your energy here. This is all about Gemini. The King of Materials. This is the Muse of Materials, which is the King of Pentacles. So you're going to focus on your own stability, or the stability of this relationship, or the stability that the both of you can bring to the table, right? Whether you are single in a relationship or you're mending or healing a situation, you're going big or going home. That's what that King of Pentacles says here. This is some big boss energy, and you're going to focus on stability, abundance. You're going to work your way to the top because you're not afraid of putting in that hard work. So a lot of you are working on a relationship. You're not afraid to put in the hard work. That's what we talked about here in the beginning, where you may be past that honeymoon phase, or you may be to the troubled piece of it for some of you. For others of you, you've been working on your own personal and self-development, and you're going to continue climbing to the top so you can meet your counterpart. Whether you are the king or the queen, it doesn't matter. It is about you creating something stable in this earthly realm, right? This is about you being able to do the work, put in the effort. And actually, they're showing me the flowers. They're giving me, now I don't know the lyrics, but I believe it was Miley Cyrus who just put out a video, I Can Buy Myself Flowers. And they're actually showing me here the flowers that helps build your stability. So I believe that song is about a breakup. So some of you may have been listening to that, or if you've gone through a difficult time, that song may have been a motivator that has helped you move forward. Please take it as it resonates. But I am sensing here that the stability of moving forward, but being able to stop and smell the roses along the way. That's going to be important. Stop and reflect, reevaluate, see what's working, see what's not, but don't stay stuck in that space and move forward. All right, let's take a look at what's showing up in the environment. What's going on around you, Gemini? What's going on around you? Knight of Emotion. So you have the Page of Emotion. You are evolving. This relationship is evolving, or you have done the work, right? This Knight of Cups shows up after the Page of Cups in your foundation. So there could be a love offer coming your way. Okay, it could be from a person here in your past, in your foundation. This could be you opening your heart up because you've matured and you've evolved from a situation here, because you've been determined and you've been working through things. For others of you, you're opening your heart up in a new direction, right? Please take it as it resonates for your story. But the Knight of Cups, he does wear his heart on his sleeve. He makes decisions that are based on sometimes his emotions versus rationality. He follows his heart. There could be a romantic trip. Some of you are searching for love in the near future, but you are allowing your heart to open. But the big thing sometimes we tend to do is we let our emotions get the best of us. And it doesn't mean that you shouldn't listen to your emotions. Emotions are a very, very pivotal piece of this human experience, right? We love to feel. That is part of the human experience. So don't neglect, don't push those away, and don't try to suppress or numb or hide those. but also don't allow them to hold you back, okay? Allow yourself to be vulnerable, to open up, to move forward. And that's been a really big key theme as I was tuning into the collective energy of all. Before I do any sort of reading, whether it's career readings, whether it's love, whether it's the bonus, I tune into the collective energy. And there's always somewhat of a main theme, but of course each individual sign is going to be different. But I was getting the energy for April on a collective level of vulnerability. So this is going to be a month that we open ourselves. We have an option, as you've always heard me say, if you've been following me, is you can become bitter or you can become better. The choice is completely up to you. Which will you choose? Because that's the direction that we will go on a communal, or excuse me, on a collective level, right? Whatever we decide to do, we have that free will. We have that option, that choice. And even though it's a global type of energy, a collective energy, this pertains to your own relationships as well. Do you want to open yourself up, which can be vulnerable because then we can get hurt, right? But then we can also love like we've never loved before. We can also feel heartbreak. We can feel pain, and we can feel all of those emotions. But make sure you feel them, and then don't store them in the body. Don't suppress them, because that can cause dis-ease. All right. What are your hopes and what are your fears? Knight of Pentacles. Slow and steady wins the race. You want someone you can trust. You want a relationship to flourish. You want to take the steps that build up the building blocks towards that King of Pentacles, right? That's what you have on your mind, Gemini. You want it to be stable, but you want someone to be able to do the groundwork with you. You want reliability, dependability, honesty. You want loyalty. You want someone laid back and chill, but also not lazy and not like they're not going to put any work into it because they're stuck in whatever ruts are going on. You want reciprocity, and you want someone to be reliable with you. That's part of the relationship. And the fear here is, what if this person gets too stuck in their own stuff? They're too cautious to take a risk. What if they do not take that next step forward? Well, I can tell you, someone's taken a step forward, because your final outcome, Gemini, is the Fool. This is taking that risk. So whether you believe that you can take a risk or you believe that you cannot, whatever you believe, that's what's going to be true for you, right? If you believe that it's not possible, then that's true. But if you believe that you can take a risk and follow your heart and fall in love and be vulnerable and be open, then that's true as well. So this Fool card is about embracing the unknown. You don't know if a relationship is going to work out forever, right? You don't know if you're going to be with this person forever, but do you need to? Can you just enjoy the moment? And that's what the Sun card is all about. Instead of contemplating things that have been done in the past, arguments or fights, instead of worrying about what's going to happen next year, next month, next week, just be in the moment. Embrace the unknown here. Take a risk. Take this adventure. Be spontaneous. Say yes to this new beginning, because what you may find may be better than anything you've ever left behind. So really beautiful reading here, Gemini. I'm loving this. It's going to be a great month for you. Let's take a look and get a message from the Wisdom of the Oracle. What do we have for Gemini? Wisdom of the Oracle, please. You have the Fates. The Fates are aligning, destiny, intervening. It's card 17. Guess what card 17 is? The stars, right? It's about healing, mending, inspiration. And the message, I mean, some of you may even have a birthday on the, oh, and I just turned right to the page. Some of you may have a birthday on the 7th, or you may have a life path that is an 8, or you may be in a personal year 8. If you want to know more about personal years, I did put up a collective message that's timeless that you can tune into. I will post that in the description box below, as well as other collective readings that are for all signs. You have the Fates, which is about karma. It is about acceptance that there are things you cannot change and knowing what those things are. It's about fate. Other people are who they are. You can't change them. The challenge is to accept them as they are and not try to make them otherwise to suit you. This is a time to look at how you attempt to mold people to fit your view of how they should be, so you can remain in the relationship and avoid discomfort. What if who they are and whatever is happening between you and them is perfect in this situation, is perfect from the perspective of spirit. Now is the time to accept what you cannot change, even if it means that you honor yourself, spirit, and the other person by moving on. Love unconditionally, for each of us is on our own journey, and we cannot direct that of another. Be aware that this relationship is indeed fated, and you are meant to evolve into a better version of yourself as a result. Okay, so very powerful. We talked about that here as well. We talked about enjoying the moment. Relationships are fading. Complete surrender, accepting a person at face value here, looking beyond, right? And if you want something deeper, then walk away from a situation. But if you are wanting to, and that's that take a leap, right? If you are wanting more, I feel like there's a decision that needs to be made. And it doesn't mean that you have to part from a person, although some of you may be, but I feel like you are flourishing here because you're surrendering. And like it says here, I'm just going to read to you this little piece. It says, surrender, ride it out and see where it leads. Surrender to it, and the serenity you need to make good choices from here on out will be given to you. You will indeed flourish. And you have that flowers here as well. So you're going to flourish and some. Take a risk, be brave, move into the unknown here. That's a fear of yours, but I feel like you're going to push through this insecurities, push through the fears, and do it scared. Do it anyway, right? Because if it didn't scare you, it means that it's probably not that big of a deal for you. But when it scares you, when it fills you up with, with excitement, but yet a little bit of nervousness, and you're unsure, will this relationship work? But you want to move forward with it. So whatever you are being guided to do, this relationship is fated, whether you are entering a new one, whether you are exiting one, or you are being guided to pull through a situation that's been difficult. Don't bring the past back into the present, because that can guarantee failure. I hope this resonates for you, Gemini. If so, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell if you haven't already and you're vibing with this channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Lots of love.